All right, we're back for chapter 12, Flip, Flop, Flip. And I got a feeling that the boys aren't going to make it much longer. What do you think? Saturday was a perfect September day. Blue sky, low humidity, about 70 degrees. And that meant it was time to do yard work and housework and more unpacking. And that meant that Ray and Jay had to coordinate their whereabouts so they wouldn't be outside in the same area at the same moment, which turned out to be important. Because while Ray was mowing the front yard, a guy from his Thursday gym class rode by on his bike. He waved and yelled, "Hey, I live on the next block. See you around." And while Jay was stacking a third bundle of flattened cardboard boxes in the recycling pile at the front curb, a girl he remembered from music class waved at him out of the window of a passing car. It was a long, busy morning, and there was still a lot left to do. But while they were eating lunch about 1:30, their dad said, "How about we knock off for the afternoon, walk over to the park, and play some baseball?" Which sounded great, except for the rule about not being visible at the same place at the same time. Ray and Jay went up to the room, and after a short argument, they agreed to flip a coin to see who got to go, and Ray won the toss. So Jay had to stay home and hide in the house, plus work on the social studies report, because that was the excuse he gave for not wanting to go play baseball, which was one more lie, a big one. To spend a sunny afternoon researching the cultures of Mesopotamia was not what he wanted to do. And after about a half hour of on and off work, he lay down on his bed and took a long nap. The best part of Jay's Saturday was waking up from his nap to discover that a big bag of Chinese food had just been delivered and dinner was served. He sat down at the kitchen table and reached for his favorite Chinese food, the fortune cookie. Jay knew he was supposed to wait and have it last, but he never did. His mom said, "So what's your fortune?" It says, "If your path becomes difficult, never despair." His dad nodded. "Good advice. Please pass the spring rolls." The whole family was hungry, so there wasn't much talk for the next few minutes. And when the phone rang, no one jumped to get it because every mouth was full. Mr. Grayson answered it on the fourth ring. "Hello?" He listened a moment, then gave the handset to Jay. "It's someone named Alex." Jay gulped down a bite of chicken and said, "Alex, hi. Hey, Jay, were you eating? Because I can call back." "No, it's okay. I just wanted to see if you're up for a stick session at the rink tomorrow." "A stick session?" Jay asked. "Yeah, it's free skate time, except you can have sticks and pucks, and you have to wear a helmet. You want to come?" "Yeah, I do," Jay said, "except I don't have a helmet or a stick." "I got tons of that stuff," Alex said, "so we'll pick you up about 1 o'clock, okay? My dad's driving." "Sounds great," Jay said, "but hang on a second." He covered the mouthpiece of the portable phone and looked at his mom and dad. "Alex is in my home room, and he wants me to go skating with him tomorrow about 1 o'clock. Is that okay?" His mom said, "What about your social studies report? I looked at that assignment and you didn't get much done this afternoon. I think you better not." "But it's not due till Wednesday, Mom." She shook her head. "Sunday afternoons for homework, you know that, and that report's nowhere near done." Jay turned away from the table and talked quietly into the phone. "Listen, Alex, I'll call you back in about 5 minutes, okay?" "Sure," he said. "Talk to you later. Bye." "Bye." Jay pushed the off button and put the phone on the table. His mom shook her head. "I'm not changing my mind, so you can call that boy back right now." Jay knew that tone of voice. "Fine," he snapped, pushed back from the table, grabbed the phone, stomped up to his room, and slammed the door. He flopped on his bed and was all set to call Alex back when Ray burst into the room and grabbed the phone out of his hands. "What are you doing?" Jay said. Ray sat on the edge of the bed. "Listen," he said, "I know this stinks for you, but I asked Mom if I could go skating with Alex instead of you, since I'm all caught up on my homework and everything, and she said I could. So I'm going to call him back, okay?" Jay sat up on the bed and stared at his brother. "You? He invited me to go skating, not you. And the only reason you don't have any homework is because I'm the one who's going to school." "Don't be stupid," Ray said. "Who talked about hockey with Alex all through homeroom on Thursday?" "Me. So he's asking me to go skating just as much as he's asking you. And tomorrow all I have to do is meet Alex at his car out in the driveway. You stay out of sight and he'll never know the difference. Besides, I'm tons better at skating than you." Jay wanted to grab that phone back from Ray and stuff it up his left nostril. But then a better idea popped in his mind. "You know what? Here's how it's going to work. You pretend to be me, and you stay here and do homework. And as far as Mom's concerned, it'll be you going to the ice rink. Except it'll be me, and that's fair because I'm the one who stayed in the house all afternoon while you went and played baseball today. So tomorrow I get to go skating, and that's the only way it's fair, right?" Ray didn't answer. "Right?" Jay said louder. "Fine," said Ray, his teeth clenched. He whipped the phone at Jay's leg. "I hope you have a rotten time." And he got up and stomped out of the room. As Jay picked the phone up off the floor, his leg hurt a little, but he didn't care one bit because he was going skating. It really was the fairest solution, and Ray knew that, so by bedtime on Saturday, he and Ray were on speaking terms again, and by Sunday afternoon, they had the switch all set. Jay was wearing Ray's red hoodie again, plus his Cardinals hat, the same outfit he'd worn to the mall, and Ray was wearing one of Jay's blue shirts and a pair of his jeans. Jay had also made sure to grab the skates that were marked with Ray's initials. A few minutes before 1, Jay was waiting by the front door with the skates, and Ray was standing off in the doorway of the dining room. "Listen," Ray said, "be sure to ask Alex how to do crossovers. You still don't do that right, and it really helps you build up speed." Jay nodded and said, "Yeah, I'll ask him, and the next time we'll both go with him," which was a very nice thing to say to a brother who had to stay home. A horn honked from the curb, and Jay yelled out, "They're here, I'm going now." His dad muted the baseball game and called from the living room, "Have a good time. Be sure to pay for your own admission, okay?" Jay pulled the door open. "I will, Dad." Mom called from the upstairs, "Honey, wait a second, honey, I'm coming down." She came out, looked through the screen door, and waved at the car. "You be a good guest, all right? No rough stuff." Jay said, "I know, Mom, I know." And he pushed the screen door open to leave. Ray said, "See you, Ray," and turned to walk upstairs to do homework. Without looking back, Jay said, "Later, Jay," and walked out the door. "Oh, Ray," his mom said, "be sure." But she didn't finish that sentence, because as she said the name Ray, both boys turned their head to her and said, "What?" in unison. She looked from one boy to the other, then back, then her eyes flashed. She grabbed Jay by the arm and pulled him back into the front hallway. "Very cute," she said. Jay looked surprised. "What?" he said. "What are you talking about?" She glared at Jay. "Do we need to do the freckle check here?" Turning to the boy by the stairs, she said, "Do we, Ray?" There was no way out. Their mom knew they had tried to trick her, and that was it. So Ray immediately said, "I was just trying to be nice, Mom, because Jay didn't get to play baseball yesterday, and I wanted to help with the report." She shook her head. "No, Jay has to stay and do his own work." Ray said, "But, I can still go, right? Please?" She paused a second and said, "Yes, but only because I'm sure Alex's father had to drive out of his way to come pick you up. But both of you can count on hearing more about this. Now, Ray, get going, and Jay upstairs." So Jay took off the Cardinals hat, handed Ray his own skates, peeled off Ray's red sweatshirt, gave it to him, and went upstairs to work on the social studies report. And a second later, he heard the screen door slam. But as Jay went into his room, sat at his desk, and flipped his notebook open, he wasn't mad at Ray for taking his place at the last second. Alex wanted to skate with a friend, and Ray was an excellent skater. They would have a good time. Still, as Jay stared at the assignment sheet and looked at the due date, he realized that after he did a great job with this report, who would be turning it in on Wednesday? Ray. Because Wednesday was not going to be a Jay day, Wednesday was going to be a Ray day. And to Jay, it was starting to feel like every day was a Ray day. And it didn't feel good. In fact, it felt a little like despair. Oh, end of chapter